Welcome to Coffee Talk, my friends. I'm sure glad to have my co-host back. She has accomplished so much this week with the art gallery, Walls of Fame here at the collection of local artists. Tell everyone all about it, Ashley.
I am so excited about it. It is something I'm truly passionate about, and I just love it. And I found all these amazing artists. I'm excited to share with you all of their stuff, their artwork, everything from pottery to canvas paintings to sketches to photography. I'm just overwhelmed with the gorgeous amount of artwork on display here at the cafe. Please make it a point to stop in this week and view all of the great pieces for sale and support the artists. Also grab something for your mother. It is Mother's Day coming up, and we have many beautiful things to choose from, all made from the heart. We want to introduce our first guest. If you've been in the cafe, you've noticed these menu pellets here. They are from students at WCCC, and they were inspired by our first guest, Dr. Amanda Raymer, who has her PhD in poetry and is a professor at the college. The talents from the students can be enjoyed while dining here at the cafe, and it's really a great idea. It's amazing. Thank you for coming on today to chat with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So you grew up basically in West Whatcom County, and then you set out gaining your education all around.
I did. I actually had the option of going to either Ohio for grad school or Florida. So as you might imagine, I went to the Sunshine State.
But of course,
Exactly.
awesome. Yeah.
So I did my MFA and my PhD in Florida. Somehow I found my way back here, though.
I know. Well, it draws you back. It does.
That you're here.
Thank you.
That's a common factor here among
It is.
everybody we talk to.
I went to community college when I was a student a few years back, way back into the 80s.
Unlike 10 years ago.
I loved my writing class, and I actually wrote a lot of poems then as well.
She's really good at writing.
I love to write. I do blogs and everything, but I cherish those poems that I wrote way back in the early 80s. And I'm so glad that the college still continues and has grown. Tell us about the program and what all there is to offer for students with that creative mind.
Absolutely. I teach literature classes and first year writing courses mostly. And in those classes, they don't always get a chance to be all that creative. But because my background is in poetry and it's important to me, I always try and work it in somehow to the classes. And so, whether it's even the other faculty members who are so creative or the students, I wanted to be able to show, to the community, not just those small creative writing classes. And like you, I had a very positive experience in creative writing. I had no intention of going out in the world and being a poet. Who does, right? But I had encouraging professors who said, hey, you really have a talent here. And so that, got me into writing, and it kept me writing. So,
Now you can do that for somebody else.
Exactly.
I thank my parents for pushing me to go to business school, to take the writing classes, and to learn about business, because I love to cook. I learned to cook way back when I was 11 years old, but the writing is now my level of taking me to where I blog for a living, for shopping sake. So, yes. So thanks to the early 80s of my writing class at the community college, opportunity skills again, in addition to cooking.
It all comes back.
It does. And, you don't forget those teachers, those classes, that were your foundation way back in the
So tell us more about the menu that they have, like your experience in New York and then how you brought back.
Sure. So there is a journal that's based in New York. It's called Alimentum, and they had the original idea. So I cannot claim credit for the original idea. They actually have a journal that's all about food, and so there is art, there is poetry, there are short stories, but they all focus on food because that was a passion of the editors. So I was published in that journal a few years back, and my poems went into New York City restaurants. And I said, oh, how cool would this be to bring it to our community? So I brought it to Pittsburgh, actually, and I had a really great reception for the local restaurants, and especially for the local writers. But it got so huge, so quick, and so many people wanted to be a part of it that I couldn't keep up on my own. So when I found my home and my place at WCCC, I really felt like it was another opportunity to bring that project back. And I had a lot of support from the other professors and from administration. We also worked with the Writers Club and with the Art Club as well to do formatting and things like that. And so, it was a small start, but I'm really hoping that it can grow. So I would like to do like readings of poems with my students. I'd like to, get the library involved and some, but I felt like it was a great first start, and thank you guys so much for supporting the program because my students are so thrilled.
I love it.
They really are. They're so thrilled.
Whenever we were told about what you were doing, and then when we initially talked, it's so exciting. It's fresh, it's new, it's unique, and we're all about it.
I hope we'll do it again next year.
We better. We'll be waiting. And then I did notice that you like you said, you're published in some journals.
Yeah.
And then you wrote a chapbook.
Yeah, tell us about the chapbook.
I do. I have a chapbook and I have a full-length book. My chapbook I wrote when I was in Florida. So there's a lot of alligators and palm trees in that book.
Channeling the
Did you make illustrations as well?
No, but I've always wanted to do that. So I was going to say it would be really nice to pair up with someone because I think that's what a poetry book needs. It needs some visuals.
It does.
So, but my current work is actually about Pittsburgh. So I spent most of my time in Florida thinking about Pittsburgh.
That's amazing, isn't
That's
it?
why you came back.
So my book is my book is actually called Heinz 56, not Heinz 57. Well, when I was growing up, I was really interested in what my nationality was. As a kid, you always ask your parents, are we German, are we Polish, or what are we? Well, my parents always said to me, they said, you're Heinz 56. Everything but Italian.
Oh, well, I'll be your little Italian.
You see, that's what I need for the book.
There you go. A match made in heaven.
So that's my book is all about going to Florida and coming back to Pittsburgh.
I love it.
So it's also it's a narrative. It tells a story, a failed love story, of course. But there's a lot of food because Pittsburgh is known for certain foods. I mean, there are sandwiches with French fries in the book. Exactly. So there's a lot of food, and so it's my interest too, which helps with this project.
I think it's amazing. We talk about our coffee talk always about these gems, these diamonds. You truly are one of them. We really are so happy that we had a chance to get in connection with you, and it's just been really amazing.
We really appreciate
Thank you so much
today. Coming from your busy schedule, you said you were filming all day today.
Finals. It's finals time. Lots of papers to grade. Lots of
Go
papers.
sit in the sunshine, drink your coffee, grade your papers.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much. Yep.
Thanks.
next guests are from Graham Insurance Group and Jeanette. We have Jim Graham and Ronnie Schaefer-Pitch. They're representing Nationwide Insurance, attempting to sway us to the other side.
To the good side, to the right side.
As a business owner, it is crucial for us to have the right coverage to protect us in time of loss.
Yeah.
These two professionals are going to give a live interview to see what type of policy would best suit our type of business. So take it away. Ask us some questions.
Typically there's a lot of questions here.
Right,
And
right.
we're going to just bore everybody to death.
No,
And
let's
to
not
sit
do
and
that.
watch the whole
We make
thing.
it fun.
We're going to hit some of the highlights. First and most important thing is, what type of entity do you operate under? Are you a sole proprietor, an LLC, a corporation?
We are a corporation, an S corp.
An S corp.
We are an
okay.
S corp.
And
I will help you along. We've been here for almost 20 years.
20 years.
And our business is primarily walk-in traffic for breakfast and lunch with the catering. We do catering as
And
well.
many fun things to come.
And what is the legal name of your corporation? I'm sorry that's so dull, but it's
so
very
dull.
important.
It's so dull. It's so dull. But it's Caffe Barista Incorporated,
Okay.
the INC. We have some questions for you too.
Absolutely.
Like we said, it's just breakfast, lunch, and catering for right now. But what happens if we want to add a liquor license, or if we want to have BYOB? Those things that we want to look at for, maybe the small.
Yeah, at that point we have to look at, depending if the liquor license or BYOB is, how do we cover your liability for either serving alcohol
Right.
or for allowing others to consume alcohol.
Right.
Consume. I don't know why I can.
So Ronnie, like we're thinking of doing like a BYOB, where a winery we would sell the wine to the winery, and they can either purchase it here while they're having dinner, or purchase it to take the bottle out. Now, if we get the policy without it right now, is this something that we can add on?
Oh,
in the policy?
absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
a big
absolutely.
concern.
Yeah.
You can always add too.
So
Yeah.
we can add and take away.
Yep, just like going to a salad bar.
Right,
Put a
right.
couple toppings here, put a couple
Great.
toppings there.
Okay.
You can do it to your needs.
I'm sure you
so.
make it that simple too.
So
It
they're
really-
not
it really is quite
cut and
simple.
dry.
Not
It's
cut and dry. No, it's not like one policy fits all. We design the policy to fit your
Okay,
business.
that's kind of like my catering business. You have a set menu, but you can add, take away, best suit. Like my restaurant wouldn't be the same as say the Rialto, because they are a full service bar. They have maybe 3 times the amount of seating. So they have more. They would have more liability.
Totally customizable per whatever company or corporation you're
Corporation, company, or entity, or whatever operation, because everyone is unique. There are aspects of a place that serves food and the things that could happen that you
Right.
need to make sure you have coverages for, that is completely different than some places sells clothing.
Right, obviously.
Yeah, and that's what that's one of the things I love about doing business insurance is every single one is like putting together a brand new puzzle that fit just perfectly for that business.
Great. Nice.
Oh, yeah, we like that. We like that. Oh, like I said, we have the basic policy, but like we're looking to do some additional fun things here. And we wanted to know what other things you would need to know from us, so we can gather those for you. And
Well, for instance, we would need to know when this building was built.
okay, now this building is not our building. It is owned by the West Horticultural Trust,
Okay.
and we could get the deed for you.
Okay, and we don't need a deed; we need an approximate.
Okay.
And also.
I think in the early 1900s,
Yeah.
I believe it's stamped on the outside.
Yeah.
It was called the Union Trust Building. I think I want to, my memory, because I read by it. I think it's 1928.
Okay.
I think so.
So we know it's rather
out in my
old, so
brain.
It
the
is.
plumbing and electrical and roof have all probably been replaced since then. So the next question we would need to know is when. How new is the electrical? How new is
In
the
our
plumbing?
particular space or the whole building?
Both.
Okay, so they would have, their policy would be on the whole building, and ours would be on our
Well,
insured space, our
No,
rented space.
your policy would be just on your space.
Right.
They would have, the
Right.
owners would have one on the whole building.
Okay.
But you also have to consider that bad neighbors make bad risks.
Yes.
So if you may have a perfectly fine risk, it may be perfectly clean,
Ooh,
exactly
we
what
have a new
every
neighbor up
company
there.
wants.
Right.
But if the neighbor upstairs
Brand
is
new.
doing something like building bombs, it's going to affect your likelihood of loss.
Or some people would be more worried about getting out than staying
Right.
in. Okay, well, we have a brand new tenant it upstairs. They're a bank. They completely remodeled the entire upstairs just recently, and everything in our space has been remodeled since we've been here.
Okay.
So we have new plumbing, new wiring, all the walls, the ceilings, everything is brand new.
And those are all the important things to know. Other than
New air
that,
conditioning.
the frame of the building and how old the bricks are and things like that, that's not really so relevant.
Okay. So just some basic information you asked. What else do you want to know from people?
How many employees you have, because insurance policies are typically based on one of three things. The price is based on revenue, how much money you bring in, so that's always an important question, or sometimes it's based on your payroll.
Okay.
So the more employees.
Right. And that does fluctuate in our type of business.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have two busy seasons, just the wedding season and then the holiday season.
Right.
So January, February, March, not quite busy.
Yeah.
So I guess probably the overall yearly salary is what
It
you
is,
would need
it's
from
12
us.
months rolling
Okay.
from whatever time we start.
So an average of our employees, and that does vary, so we would just give you the average on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I would also need to know like any kind of losses that you've had while in business. So we would need to know that for like the history
Right.
of the business as
Right.
well. So that would be one of the questions that we would ask anybody that we quote commercial
We've
for.
done pretty well. I mean, we've had maybe a walk-in freezer that has gone down, or I think one time there was a lightning bolt that struck a machine and burnt out a machine. But in 20 years, that's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Good.
It's mostly like mechanical breakdown.
Yeah.
So we would make sure that we have mechanical breakdown coverage
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
replacement costs. I believe we
Right.
have now.
And spoilage, you want to make sure you
Right.
have spoilage, and one of the,
Okay.
and does your policy cover spoilage for electrical losses only within 100 feet of your premises, like most of them do? Or does it cover regardless of where the power loss originates?
That's a good one. I have to see. That's
Yeah.
what that's
He
what
knows
we
the
need.
stuff.
So you
Yeah.
guys really asked you
In-depth questions.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Nothing
I
that
love
the
about it.
average person would think
There's
of.
Right.
no cookie cutter
You're very
type policy.
knowledgeable in what
Not
you
at
do.
all.
So we
No,
couldn't say,
our-
well, our neighbor's paying, $5,000 a year, and where are we paying 10? Well,
Right.
obviously there's reasons. So we
Yes.
maybe have more insured or more
Yeah.
risk.
Right. Our goal is to make sure that your policy is designed for you and not some other business. We wanted to make sure that you're covered and that you feel comfortable with knowing that if something goes wrong, you got it.
That's so nice.
Another thing we always need to make sure we have a good grasp on and understand is what driving is occurring as a result of that business. Now, when you say catering, that brings to mind food delivery and those types of things. Who's doing those deliveries and what vehicles? And how are we protecting you if one of your employees has an accident in one of their cars?
Those are good questions.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
You are on our side.
I like it. That's right. That's right.
Okay, anything else? What else you got for us?
My favorite question to ask, and I always save it for the very end. My first one's always the very dry, wet entity. My last one is always my very favorite. What is most important to you about insurance? Because I want to make sure that we're setting a policy up that it meets your likes and needs, not what I think is important to you. So just pretend I'm asking you that
I
question.
guess the quality of life, if we would have to be closed for a week.
Okay.
That we were all protected for that. Say something happens that we have water damage or something like that, where our business goes down, like to keep us alive for that week. That would be important. The quality of life of not only our business but our employees, and let our customers know that
Sure.
we're being fixed back to normal. And
Or worst case, or heaven forbid, 6 months to a year.
Right.
If you have a fire, it takes a long time to
maybe
rebuild.
have a policy that could relocate us to a temporary spot
Yes.
until we were up and
And
running again.
and that's a very important point.
I don't think I've
because
said
That is
or asked that
important.
before.
No, because one of the questions I ask on my survey is, unless it's extremely obvious to me, in some industries it is this the type of business that if you had a loss and couldn't do business here for 6 months, is this a business where you could just sit back, have your insurance company pay you for your lost wages, pay your employees, pay your fixed expenses, and you'd be perfectly okay?
No.
Or is it a business, and I think a lot of like accountants and attorneys and things like this, where no matter what it costs, certain times a year, you need to be back open
Right.
the very next day.
Right, right.
So you can't take time to
We
shop
can't.
for computers. You can't take time to shop for desks and for good
People
rental
have booked
space.
events.
Yeah, so how do you-
Exactly.
We have events booked, and if
Right.
something would happen, I need a satellite location.
Right, and
to work
so
on.
many of the
That was
policies-
the question I had. What about if we would put a secondary location in?
Yes, it's assuming it did the exact same type of business under the same entity, we would just add that on as a
Okay.
location 2.
Is it like double in price, or do you get a better rate on
It's all
that? You don't
custom.
You know,
know.
it's-
We want to hold you to it.
Yeah.
Tell us right now.
Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, and
Right.
it depends again on the other factors.
Okay.
What's the building? What's next door to the building? How
Gotcha.
much space do you have? How much revenue are you
We're gonna
expecting
have
from
so
that?
much stuff for you to look
Yeah.
at.
Yeah,
Karen and I have been
so
swirling
much
around.
fun.
We've
Twirling and
got
twirling.
We're gonna
so
have a
many
ball
things.
talking about insurance. You'll be surprised when we're done how much fun it is. It
I
really
mean, you
is.
guys are so personable. Just talking to you, I feel you just trust you. You know, it's just a connection. You really seem to care. You get it. You're
Yeah.
knowledgeable. I love it. It's great.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
Well, Ronnie and I have become friends as she
We've been
comes in
friends
and
for a long time.
purchases the muffins
Yeah.
and
Known each other for like 19 years.
I
Exactly.
stalk her about her necklace every time I see her. It's something I forget
we
all
both
the
have something in common. What do we have in common? The
Pittsburgh Penguins. Go
Woo! Yes! We're gonna win, baby!
Yeah, we
We're the
are.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh, I would love
That'd
to.
be great.
We
I'd
have
be
to
their
interview
personal
each
insurance
and every
agent.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
can't
watching.
imagine who from my
I
office
might have
would
to
have
sway
those
onto
either.
that side after all.
I'm a lone ranger over
Yeah.
here on my side.
Oh no.
Well, listen, it was delightful. So delightful to have you guys
And it was
in.
delightful to be
Oh,
on.
thank
So
you.
enjoyed it. Thank
I'm
you.
sure our viewers are now better informed of how the process works and how to go about a business policy application. Next time your renewal is coming, please give Jim and Ronnie at Graham Insurance Group a call, and Jeanette, because
Nationwide is on your side.
that's my favorite.
Okay, so up next on Coffee Talk is sure to be an action-packed show. We have Pennsylvania State Police Officer Steve Lamani here. He's the founder of Shop with the Cop. And we have the energy at the Aerobic Center, Miss Marianne Anzovino here to get us in shape. We want to personally thank our sponsor today, Mrs. Lisa Monzo, who is a judicial candidate for the Westmoreland County Court of Common Pleas. Remember to vote next Tuesday, May 16th.
All right, we are so happy with the outpouring of support. Positive people are everywhere in our community, and we are making it our mission to find them and share the goodness with all of you. We are truly blessed, and we want to thank each and every one of you.
Thank you
See ya.
guys.
Bye-bye.